it's okay. But when you find someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish. I have to lean towards Canelo.
You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time Canelo beats himself.
Canelo Alvarez fired back at Terence Crawford during their press conference, saying Crawford isn't on his level. He criticized fighters who just try to survive the full 12 rounds without really fighting, calling those kinds of matches boring for fans. Canelo believes people want exciting fights, not just safe ones. Meanwhile, Kell Brook, who has fought top names like Gennady Golovkin and Crawford, warned that this fight will be a whole new test for Crawford. Brook said Canelo's style is very different from anyone Crawford has faced before. While Crawford is smaller and depends on speed and skill, Canelo mixes power, smart movement, and different fighting tactics that make him stand out.
It's a wow. It's a wow fight, It's two supreme athletes fighting against each other, but you've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's gonna have to, move up, and I knew when I boxed Golovkin, there's a big difference, especially with someone that, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion's okay, but when you're fighting someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo, but Crawford's very, very, very good.
You think Crawford's still got the legs? Obviously, he's very much got great IQ in the ring.
Brook pointed out that Canelo is good at changing his style during a fight and using his strength to control the action. He said facing someone like Canelo, who is strong and can fight in many ways, needs a different kind of mindset and training. Brook made it clear that Crawford is not dealing with the same type of opponent he's used to, and this fight will be a much bigger challenge.
He's got the legs to be maybe outmoving Canelo if he needs to.
Well, I don't know. I think when we look back at Mayweather when he beat Canelo, he's a mover. Crawford's not really like Mayweather in that aspect. He's more. He kind of sets his feet. He's cute with how he approaches chucking shots and moving. You know what I mean? I think it's a different fight to Mayweather, and Canelo's obviously a different fighter from when he boxed Mayweather. But like I say, it's one of them what we've got to tune into and watch. Both unbelievable fighters, but I'd have to favour Canelo. Just his size and his experience and just his ring generalship, he's got confidence, he's big.
Veteran commentator Jim Lampley shared his strong belief that Canelo Alvarez will beat Terence Crawford. He admitted that Crawford is a great fighter with an amazing record, but said Canelo's mix of experience, strength, and mental toughness gives him the upper hand. Lampley explained that Canelo has faced and beaten top fighters in many weight classes, which shows his high ring IQ and ability to control the pace of a fight. He also pointed out that Canelo's defense and counterpunching skills could shut down Crawford's attacks. In the end, Lampley believes that Canelo's complete fighting style gives him the edge, even against someone as skilled as Crawford.
He's a great defender. He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes when Jose Cotto hit him with a hard shot to the chest. And the referee employed a strict interpretation of the rules and said, oh, the ropes held you up, so that's a knockdown. He's never been put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strongest in the sport. You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time Canelo beats himself. If he gets tired of all the discipline he has had to employ to make all the money he's made, if he has enough giant ranches in the Yucatan, if he has enough beautiful horses, if he has had enough unforgettable dinners with Mexican billionaires in Mexico City and Vegas, then maybe. But my guess is he will retire without incurring another loss, because it's important to him to do that.
Which implies you like him against Bud Crawford.
I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer, Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants. Before the fight against, help me out here last.
Madrimov was his last fight. Spence?
Spence.
Yes.
Before the fight against Errol Spence, there were quite a lot of people in the sport, in boxing media, who were saying, I like Spence to win the fight. I was one of those people who said, no way. Errol Spence doesn't have the depth.
Terence Crawford's career clearly shows how skilled and successful he is. He has great boxing ability, power, and can adjust well during fights, earning his spot among the best in the sport. However, there's a gap between how boxing experts and casual fans see him. While experts respect his smart and technical style, many regular fans prefer more aggressive and flashy fighters. Crawford usually fights with careful planning, strong defense, and sharp counters, which works well, but doesn't always bring the fast-paced action that some fans enjoy. Because of this, many people don't fully understand or value the level of skill Crawford brings to the ring. Boxing analyst Baumack shared a different view, saying that while Canelo is a great fighter, Crawford has better technical skills. He believes Crawford's speed, accuracy, and control in the ring give him an advantage. Baumack also pointed out that Crawford always comes well-prepared and focused, which helps him outsmart his opponents. Even though Canelo has power and experience, Baumack thinks Crawford's smart strategy and sharp skills could make the difference, especially if he follows his game plan well. This shows that the fight might be more about smart tactics than just strength.
Canelo Alvarez. It was interesting to see the comments from Canelo on how he sort of assessed Bud Crawford's career. I almost feel after the Spence fight that was like an exclamation point on everything he's done, maybe from the critics who never gave him credit, but it almost seems like Canelo was downplaying his achievements. What do you make of that? Is that to build a fight? Because it sells itself.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think Crawford rebuttal was everybody always say, he hasn't fought nobody, or everybody that he fought was a no name. But I'm gonna tell you like this, what Crawford said. Well, they was something until Crawford fought him. So obviously he's doing a great job because he's making everybody look normal.
Not everyone, like when they go against Canelo, I don't think there's anyone else in boxing who you would ask and say, this is a possible task for, but for Crawford, because of his pound-for-pound abilities. And apparently no rehydration clause, am I hearing that right? He wants full smoke at that weight.
Let's go, man. That's what Crawford wants. He wants to show the world that he's the best, so and why put stipulations in there when you know that you can be the best? So let's go test ourselves.
Look, I appreciate you taking this time. We don't get to speak all the time, so it's good to get you over here. And maybe we catch up later in fight week, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Canelo Alvarez's business manager, who has helped build one of the richest careers in boxing, spoke about Canelo's physical strengths before the fight with Crawford. He said Canelo has a special kind of body that can take hits and avoid serious damage, which makes him different from many other fighters in the sport.
I hope that Crawford didn't get any ideas from Skull. I don't think he did. I think Crawford is a hell of a fighter, and it's going to be a hell of a fight.
How does weight play a part in that fight?
Oh, what?
How does weight play a part in that fight, do you feel?
Weight?
Weight. The size difference.
Oh, no, I don't think that, that doesn't, like you saw today, the guy was like, I don't know how much taller. It didn't really play into it either. But Crawford is a hell of a fighter. And you saw today when they did the face-off in the ring, they're virtually height-wise, they are virtually the same. Crawford might even be a little bit taller. But when you look at Canelo, the way he's built, his legs, his shoulders, his neck, that is why he's never been hurt. And he's never been hurt fighting fighters at a substantially higher weight. substantially bigger than him, and they still couldn't hurt him.
Yeah.
And then you look at Crawford, who is a smaller guy, is moving up 2 weight classes, tried at 154, barely won, couldn't hurt Madrimov, and now he's going to go against the guy with the best chin in the sport. You know, that's why probably odds maker have Canelo as a favorite. But having said all of that, Crawford is just a hell of a fighter. I was there when he fought, I was ringside when he fought Spence.
According to Canelo's manager, his strong body, great fitness, and smart defense have helped him avoid serious injuries, even against powerful opponents. This toughness is seen as a big advantage, especially since Crawford is smaller and not as physically strong. The manager also mentioned Crawford's recent fights to suggest that he might not have the strength needed to deal with Canelo's solid build and ability to take punches.
The way he just totally neutralized Spence's strengths was absolutely, it was breathtaking to watch this. So Crawford is a very skilled fighter, very smart fighter, but again, he's never fought anybody like Canelo. You look at Canelo's resume. Canelo fought, now it's 21 former or current world champions. There's only 2 fighters in the history of boxing who have more than that. One of them is Floyd Mayweather with 24, and the other one is Manny Pacquiao with 23. And he's the only active fighter who fought so many world champions. So I think experience will play a big factor as well. You look at Canelo's resume, but it is, I think, the biggest fight that can be made. I think it's the biggest fight the sport has seen going back to as long as I can remember. I think it's just simple. And I've done some big fights with Floyd Mayweather, and I did Floyd Mayweather and Canelo.
Of course.
I promoted that, so I think this one is bigger than that.
Experts agree that Terence Crawford is an outstanding fighter with top-level skills and smart ring tactics. However, his upcoming fight against Canelo brings new challenges, especially since Crawford is moving up in weight to face one of boxing's all-time greats. Analysts believe Crawford will stick to his usual game plan because making big changes at this point in his career, especially in a new weight class, could be risky. His style focuses on accurate punches, smart counters, and patience in the ring, things he's likely to rely on against Canelo. The challenge of fighting a bigger, stronger, and more experienced opponent like Canelo makes this a tough test. Crawford's chances of success may depend on how well he can use his usual strategy without pushing himself too far. Nico Ali Walsh, a rising boxer and commentator, shared his thoughts on the fight, saying it's a very close matchup. He mentioned that Crawford has been sparring with heavyweight fighters recently, which shows he can handle bigger opponents. This training could help him deal with Canelo's size and power. Walsh believes this preparation makes the fight a true 50/50, where either fighter has a real chance to win. His view adds to the excitement around the fight, as both Canelo and Crawford bring different strengths, making it hard to predict who will come out on top.
Canelo's team. Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. He's been my favorite fighter for the longest time. But, you know, I have to be Team Bud because me and Bud are cool. And I have so much belief in Bud. And I know who he is as a fighter. He is one of the greats. So he could do anything, he wants.
And being around both of them and seeing how they work and train and things like that, what makes both of them the fighters they are, in your opinion?
I've watched Bud, so for Bud in particular, he's calm in everything he does, and that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades. You can see it with his shadow boxing.
Legendary trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas shared a fair view on the Canelo vs. Crawford fight. He said Canelo has clear advantages in power, size, and strength, which are important in any match. But he also praised Crawford's skills, ring intelligence, speed, and hunger to win. Atlas described the fight as a real clash of styles. Canelo's strength against Crawford's technique. He believes both fighters have what it takes to win, and the result will depend on who sticks to their game plan better on fight night. In his view, it's a true 50/50 fight with strong reasons to back either side.
come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. Guys are tired of me saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it. And he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher, a unified champion that he's been, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older. I get it.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.